one gets a bit more personal for everybody. What got you into anime, and what made you become an otaku?
Who we started with?
Well, I guess I'll start since I kind of dived into that a little bit with how I was describing my top three. So basically, I started off. I mean, I'm pretty sure almost everybody watched Dragon Ball Z growing up as a kid, but that's not really one thing that would necessarily make everybody start to dive into the whole world of anime and manga. For me, it all began when I was watching One Piece and Naruto on TV, and once I got to the end of it on TV, I'm like, shit, man, I ain't trying to fucking just stop right there or whatever. Started looking online, trying to figure out, okay, are there any more episodes of these specific shows out there? And then I saw these whatever websites, whether it's Crunchyroll, Funimation, or the shadier websites, and eventually started watching through them on there, and then got to the end. I'm like, damn, that's it? That's all I get to? Is there an actual end to these shows or whatever? And then somehow, through searching on the internet, you eventually find manga, and I'm like, oh shit, this is way past where I was in the anime. Oh, I'm diving deep into this, and that's actually how I started to get into manga, and as I'll be honest with how I was growing up. Anime and manga was a thing that I kind of kept secret from, everybody that I knew within my community, because, in a lot of communities, if you're a person who actually gets into this shit, then you're kind of like you're outcasted or whatever. Like, oh, this dude, yeah, this dude, weird as fuck, bro. What the hell? You over here reading these Japanese porns and shit, bro? You weird as hell. You basically go get flamed throughout the rest of your time being into the neighborhood or whatever. So I was like, yeah, I ain't really making that move. I really didn't start talking with people a lot about it until I got into college and started to meet a bit more of the blurred community, as you can say. And, we started passing on different shows that we fucked with. And I definitely became much more of an otaku, I guess you could say, during my college times. That's my journey with it.
That's nice. That's good. That's very, very regular. That's nice. I like that a lot. That was good.
Gracias. So who's next? So should we go in the opposite order of the first one? So MGG and then Shadows, and I forgot which one of you guys went first for the first topic.
I think it was me. I think Lord B won.
Let's do MGG.
Yeah.
All right. So I didn't have cable growing up, so I didn't watch DBZ like everyone else did. I experienced some DBZ through the video games, actually. I would say like where I started was 4Kids, Foxbox, all those Saturday morning cartoons. So I was on One Piece, Shaman King, Digimon, Pokemon, all of that for a while first. And then I think I was on that whole Digimon. I mean, I like Digimon more than I like Pokemon, but Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh craze, buying the cards, stuff like that. Then I got to a point where I got cable. So then I was able to like dive into it a little bit more, because before I would only really catch really, it was only Adult Swim shows, because I would go visit like cousins' houses and we'd be like 9 or 10 at night. And that's when Adult Swim would pop up. So I'd see like episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho and like whatever else they were showing on Adult Swim at the time. And that's where I started getting a taste like, oh shit, this shit's dope. I don't know what the fuck is going on, because this is like episode 20 and I haven't watched any of the episodes before. But this nigga's shooting lasers out his fucking finger. That seems dope. So when I got cable, I got into it more. I was always playing like anime video games, so that kind of helped. And then I think when I really started to catch a vibe was when I started watching Bleach and Naruto on like Toonami or whatever. But Bleach was the one that I think drove me into... It always funneled me into the next phase of my otaku-ness until I got to this point. So I was like watching Bleach. Then I wanted more Bleach episodes. So I started searching on YouTube. Found out that, you could watch parts of that shit, sometimes in Spanish, sometimes in English. So I started watching like the Japanese versions of them. Then when I caught up to all that, I was like, fuck, I need to know what happens next. So then I found out about like manga spoilers first. So I was always reading like the manga spoilers, never knowing where I could go to actually read the manga. Then I finally found out a site, shout outs to one manga while it was still around, that allowed me to read that. So then I started reading on there. Caught all the way up to a lot of shit. Started, binging more, exploring more things through my like summers of high school, because those be the best times to binge hella anime. So catch up with like Full Metal Alchemist, like going through stuff I've heard people recommend before. And then like Gramps said, because I met Gramps in college. So then I found out other people that look like me watched this shit too. And then I was like, it was over from there. Like, they couldn't get me to stop talking about shit, especially the ones that read the manga. It was like when One Piece chapter dropped, I was going to my friend Deuce's room, because Deuce was there too. I would go to Deuce and I'd be like, yo, did you read that One Piece chapter? And we'd have like 3-hour long conversations about like the manga chapter. So much so, like, everyone on our floor probably like hated us, because they were like, oh, these niggas is talking about manga. Fucking they knew they wasn't gonna be able to get none of our attention when we start talking about that shit, bro. We argue about that shit for hours. So that was when I would say, like, I started becoming, I was kind of like an otaku right before I got to college, but then I felt more comfortable, like, just diving into it more, exploring more, reading other shows. And then now I think I'm at the point where I'm just like, I think I've experienced a lot of the shonen stuff, and I'm looking at more subgenres, either within shonen or outside of shonen, to find like more interest in. So like sports, delinquent manga. I don't think I'm ever going to be a slice of life fan, but just other shit to see what other interests I have now. But yeah, I would say that's my journey.
Nice.
Word.
All right. So, earlier on, when I was 8, is when I first watched any TV show. And this isn't because like my parents were strict; it's because I was homeless. But from 1 to 8, I know nothing about. Hey, this is a tragic backstory. I'm sorry about this.
Hey, bro, pro tag energy. I hear it.
Your father's strong as hell.
Right?
So. When I was born as triplets, and I came out, and I kicked one of my brother's skulls in, so I'm twins now. And my parents were just like, he's a demon child, so they just put me in an adoption agency in Cairo, so which kind of sucked. My full name is Seros Delegrans. That's my first name. I kid you not.
Like a hollow from Hueco Mundo, low key.
Yo,
That sounds like a dope ass hollow.
I'm just so old, so he out here.
It's like the name means worthless heap of garbage. That's what my first name means. Yeah, that's because my dad like hated me. So what happened after that is I got to America, and I stayed with this this weird guy through the adoption agency, and he showed me Ninja Scroll, Crying Freeman, every Gundam, and I didn't go to school, so I was just watching these, and I was like, these are pretty cool. Then I watched Kinnikuman, or you guys call it Ultimate Muscle, and I was like, what is this? And then with the Japanese, I didn't know what was going on. I just saw this man wiggling his butt and beating people with a butt buster. He said it in English. He was like, butt buster. I was like, what is this?
Oh my god!
I was so excited about this. And then I saw Dragon Ball, like all of Dragon Ball, 5 times over before I even knew about Dragon Ball Z. And I was like, man, I love Devil Man. Devil Man's so cool. Not like Devil Man, like Crybaby or nothing like that. Like Devil Man in Dragon Ball. It was a dude named Devil Man. Mm-hmm. And then I saw Devil Man, like the actual show Devil Man. Then I saw Cyborg 009. And I saw all these like old series, and I was like, what is this? And I saw like regular cartoons, like Bugs Bunny afterwards. And I was like, this isn't like the anime I was watching. This is different anime. And I thought everything was anime growing up. So I was confused. And that didn't get me into anime realistically. It didn't really because I went to school and I was like 12 years old, and I saw these people dressed up in the back of class reading Rosario X Vampire, being musty, just not living their best lives. They were playing Smash Brothers, and they were just like, did you guys watch Naruto? And I was like, no, I didn't. Because I'm not going to tell you if I did. I learned basketball. I didn't like basketball, but I learned everything about basketball just not to talk to these mouth breathers. I kid you not. Like, I was like, nah, bro, I'm worried about the Denver Nuggets, nigga. I ain't worried about no fucking Ichigo. I ain't worried about that. But at home, I had Rave Master and Mare and Zatch Bell. I had all that. Yeah, everything. Bobo. And what got me into anime like heavy, what got me into like everything like heavy, was this girl. Her name was Coda. She was so into. She had colored hair. First girl I ever met with colored hair. She was black and Japanese. Prettiest girl I ever met to this day still. And she said to me, and I quote, "I think you would look really cool as an anime character." And I had not seen many black anime characters that look cool. And she showed me the greatest thing I'd ever seen in my entire. She showed me Samurai Champloo. And ever since Samurai Champloo, ever since that, I've been just a weeaboo, a mouth breathing, Naruto running stuff, a sick bitch. That's been me.
Damn. Bro, I can't even hold you. That sounded like a shonen protagonist.
Yeah.
100%.
It's did all. Yeah.
Real talk. I appreciate you sharing that though. Like that's some dark stuff in the beginning, but I mean, you bounce back from it hard, bro.
Yeah.
So,
The thing is your show over, or are you still working toward a goal? Are you working to become a pirate king or some shit?
yeah.
All right, so let me explain my true goal. As I wish to become the reincarnated demon king of the shonen world, because every time I read stories about a reincarnated demon king, there's 37 that I've read so far. I love it. They just ridiculous. They get mad harem. I just want a harem of women. That's why I always push like I'm in polyamorous relationships. I just want a harem, man. I want 57 big titty, non-musty women, because some titties be musty. I ain't gonna cap. But yeah.
He said, "I just want to harem." You don't even want the power. He didn't say nothing about the powers.
Nothing,
right?
That's all he said.
It be the simple things.
Right?
That's hilarious.
That's a bet.
Okay, so I guess I'm up next. So for me, so just to kind of set the stage, like my parents are immigrants. They came from Haiti. So they came here. So probably around like when I was like 7, 8, 9, one of them ages. I just couldn't tell you the specific age. It was around that time that I just remember before, like my mom, because she used to have to work in a factory, and she would have to drop me off super early in the morning at the babysitter, which was like right across the street. So like I'd be up at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So like I'm an early riser. Like everybody was like, "How do you do it?" I was like, "I've been doing this since I was like a kid." So I get up and watch on like for, if anybody knows about like the New York channels, because that's where I'm originally from, is Brooklyn, New York. Like the New York channels on like, I want to say it was like channel 11 or channel, like it was one of those weird aqua channels. I did not have cable. So there was 3 animes that came on. I didn't know they were animes at the time. I just thought they were just cartoons. I was watching Ronin Warriors, Sailor Moon, and Dragon Ball Z. All 3 of those would come on, and I would just sit there. And my mom would literally, my eyes would be glued to the TV, and my mom was like literally dressing, like getting me ready to go. Or I'd be like half doing it myself and like watching these things. Like I watch, like to this day, like Ronin Warriors doesn't hold up as much just because of how the graphics and that kind of stuff. If they ever remastered it, I'm in it. But still, I recently actually just rewatched it. But like from that point on, just the same thing as like MGG would say. Like I kept up, just started watching those other ones, the Yu-Gi-Ohs, the Shaman King, what's the name? The Ultimate Muscle, watching that one also. Like anything that anime that came on while, still doing all the comic book stuff. I was really heavy in the comic books still am, watching all of that stuff. Like you couldn't tell me like certain shows, like I just was not watching. Like there's, for example, Nick at Night. I don't know anything about that. I have no idea what Nick at Night is. People talk about it and I just like, oh, yeah. Nick Cannon. Yeah. Like I get none of that stuff. Don't know anything. You want to talk to me about Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Shaman King, any of that stuff? I can talk about that stuff all day because that's all I watched. So like as time went on, like throughout high school, there was actually a little bit of a delay there. It was high school. I was just being, a maniac, and you're just, running up and down and doing that kind of stuff you would do in Brooklyn, New York. Like by the time I was 17, I joined, I still kept up on some stuff, the Dragon Ball Z stuff, like little bit of pre-Naruto, kind of watching some of those things. Played a lot of video games, but by the time I was 17, I signed up, joined the Marine Corps. My first tour was to Okinawa, Japan. So I was in Okinawa, Japan for 3 years. Man, like you would think, like Okinawa is like just an island, like off of Japan, like mainland Japan. So like every once in a while we'd take like trips just to go to mainland. Blew my mind, like just all that stuff. So that's when I started picking up Naruto again. I went into that's when all that stuff started rolling in, and then probably like after my tour there, like I was just that's when I become like full otaku mode. Like you couldn't, but I wasn't talking to anybody about it. Good luck trying to explain that in the Marine Corps with a bunch of people where their primary goal is to teach you how to be basically a war machine. So there's no way I was sitting there just like, hey, did you watch Naruto? All right, we got jokes. Let me go ahead and get these 100 push-ups since you want to talk about crazy anime characters. So did that, and then I've just been on it like ever since, like especially now, with my wife, like she knows, like she just knows, oh, it's that day he's watching anime. Let me just leave him alone. He's just going to sit here, watch it. And then I'm always on blogs, and just like, a real big shout out to, MGG and Gramps and just the whole AfrOtaku thing. Like it's no joke. Like there's really like, you can't talk, like even my friends I talk to about like you can talk to about Dragon Ball Z, and that's all they know. And it's kind of just like, there's so much more. There's so much that's out there. Like for me now, like I'm getting a lot more into isekais. Like the shonen thing it's cool. I like watching it, like the underdog overcomes and all that other stuff. But like isekais for me, that's pinnacle. Everybody's going to die. There's a potential where every single person is going to die. And I'm cool with that. That's okay. Like, how do we go from there when that part happens? So, that's pretty much how I got, to the point I am now.
Nope. I mean, thanks for the appreciation. Like, that's why we're doing it. I mean, like I said, there's a bunch of us out there in the world, and luckily the internet allowed, everyone to kind of connect instead of us being those high school kids that's just hiding their whatever, or adult people who's just hiding their anime obsession, whatever you want to call it. But like, I mean, that's what we're supposed to do. Like, just share the knowledge and open people's eyes to stuff other than Dragon Ball Z. A lot of niggas stop there. Yeah. It's a hard show. We got to put respect on it. It's the granddaddy. But it's like
the opener.
Yeah. It's like once you get past those gateway drugs like Naruto, Bleach, I wouldn't even consider One Piece as much of a gateway because how many episodes are out there. Like, you have to be committed to anime to get to One Piece. So it's like, if you get past that gateway drug, there's just so many other things out there, so many different stories to be told, and the way they tell them is so unique and crazy. But that's dope.
So I guess last but not least is me. So it was a lot of escapism for me. I don't know. I had a stepmom and they were assholes. So at school, I would just, talk to the nerd. I was a huge nerd. It was all the Monster Ranchers and Naruto, Yu-Gi-Oh, all that stuff in the beginning. And like we would be at school and band class. We would be in a closet playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Goddamn, in the Shadow Realm type. So, like, my homie Tim, he used to bring Shonen Jump magazines to school, and I was just like, "What are these?" Like, and he's like, "It's manga." Like, so he let me borrow some, and I'd read like Ranma 1/2 and all the crazy different stories they had. And he was like, you know what I'm saying? If you like this, there's like a cartoon called Yu Hakusho that they show on Cartoon Network. The first time I saw that shit, it just cemented otaku-ness. It was Yusuke, it was Kuwabara, Hiei, all those cats. Just Genkai, like the stories were great. Like I played the Dark Tournament video game, But then I kind of fell out a little bit. I didn't watch it for like a few years, and then Netflix came out. And, they kind of had a pretty big selection, even in the beginning of anime. So that's really how I got back into it, and then started finding all the newer shows and figuring out you could read manga online and stuff. And honestly, you guys, the AfrOtakus, got me really hard back into it, because like I had been listening to podcasts, and then somebody had mentioned, really recommended you guys to me. And, that was kind of what got me back. I started getting back on the pages and seeing what was new, what was fresh, what was coming out. Yeah, like those are my origins.
Yeah, that's dope too. Like, I mean, everybody got a little like sadness, light or heavy sadness in their backstory.
Oh yeah. Anybody ever get their ass beat for like legitimately saying, like having an argument about Goku? I remember I got punched in the stomach by this nigga that was 10 years older than me because I said, and I quote, "I think Toriko will have a good chance against Goku." This nigga hit me with such force. Oh my god! I think I bled a little bit.
Damn! Not in real life.
Quick question: was he wearing some black Air Force Ones?
He was wearing a red bandana, blue sweats, a wife beater, and he was so dark I didn't see him coming. I ain't gonna cap.
I mean, arguing with niggas on the internet, they definitely come with that type of energy, especially when you talking shit about Goku, bro. They be pulling out feats I ain't never heard this nigga do. Like, did you know break the fabric of reality? Like, no, when did that happen, bro? You know when you get set.
I'm not going to.
When Majin Buu yelled and he broke reality, that means Goku could break it. Remember when he was a Skittle and he was beating Majin Buu ass? That means technically he's the strongest piece of candy in any anime. Right. Technically.
I can't.
Like, okay.
Dragon Ball Z is okay, but the story is way too cyclical for me. You can't count on anybody dying for real in that bitch.
Yep.
Like,
I'm gonna defend Dragon Ball Z right quick because Dragon Ball Z.
Let me finish with this. Look, Dragon Ball Super, like the whole beginning were the movies. Like, what are you doing to me? Like, I thought we were getting some new shit. You just literally made the first like 50, 60 episodes into the movie that we'd already seen. Like, what is this about?
That's facts. But Super sucks. The Buu saga was horrible to me. That's just because the way the Cell saga ended was godlike. Not because of the Gohan shit. I don't even care about the Gohan shit. The Frieza saga has been built up since Dragon Ball Z in the beginning. Since Dragon Ball even. Since the origin of Goku. And then all the plot lines of Dragon Ball got handled in Cell and the Frieza arcs. Goku's origin, that got handled in the Frieza arc because we got all the information about what Frieza did. What he did to the Red Ribbon base where he put his dick all over the whole Red Ribbon army and killed them niggas got handled with Cell because nigga was so mad. He spent his entire lifeblood developing Cell, who didn't even get finished until the near future. And then Bulma made a time machine. Cell went back in time and flexed on these niggas. It took all that time for Cell to get made. That's how dedicated the Red Ribbon army was, or at least Dr. Gero was, to destroying Goku. And that got handled all from Frieza to Cell. And that's a beautiful story arc all around. What I hate is Buu and everything else. That don't make no sense. That's just stupid. That's just dumb.
That kind of goes back to Lord B's point, though. I mean, it's just like once they got, I agree. Once they got to where they defeated Cell, like after that, it just became, Goku's got some other power level he's gonna hit. Like even with Super now, it's just like they've broken up like Ultra Instinct into like 3 different types, I guess, and him trying to master it. And then now, just reading some stuff, he's up to, I guess mastered.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, so he's now basically what you're saying is he's at Super. Is that what you're telling me? That he's just redoing that part? We're redoing this again. That when he's fighting the big villain. So I mean, to me, like I don't really keep up with correction. I keep up as far as like getting the cliff notes. I'm not keeping up to sit there and watch like the episodes or reading the manga on that. Like it's like it's very cyclical. It's the same stuff, and it's like we said, like we're past that point. Like we know what Dragon Ball Z is. That's cool. That's the gateway for some people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I try my best not to keep up with Dragon.
The internet won't let me not keep up to Dragon Ball.
No, they won't. They will not.
Like
they will not.
will post a manga on the pages, and I'm like, bro, I didn't need that at all.
Did y'all hear about Moro doing this? I didn't even read it. No, you want to hear about this? I'm gonna post the last panel, so I didn't know. Thanks.
Since we're on the topic of this, though, I wanted to bring up one thing. Did y'all actually play with any Pokemon cards when y'all growing up? I know I didn't. I know some people that had them bitches, but I definitely never actually played with them. I don't even know how to play with them.
I can explain it to you if you want.
Out the game.
I went to tournament. I'm not joking. I went to a tournament. We had Pokemon cards. I lost. It was like you had like 5 matches, like legitimately. Like it was like a Pokemon tournament. We went and you could win like, I don't think it was money, but I think you won like specific cards or something like that. Or yeah, I went to a legitimate tournament, Pokemon tournament, to do that. And it was just like, just some random stuff. Like it wasn't like, oh, I'm setting up to go to this tournament. It was just like we had friends. We used to play Pokemon cards. And we, run to the store, go buy them, see what you can get, all that fun stuff. And he was like, hey, man, my dad's going to take me to a tournament. You want to go? I was like, shoot, why not? Went there, played, like had the little damage counters and all that stuff on your cards and all that. So, yeah, I did that.
I rode my bike to Windsor, which is Canada, which is back then you could just go between Detroit and Windsor. You can't do that now, but there was a tournament for the original Mew card that they handed out when you first saw the Pokemon Mew movie. It was like a holographic ancient Mew card. I won that tournament. I got the card still. I'm waiting for that shit to appreciate in value, but I like the card game. I like card games a lot. Like, I play like Magic and shit. I'm a big fucking nerd.
Damn. So I used to collect Pokemon cards. I never actually played the game because I never figured out how to play the game. A Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to flex on motherfuckers. I'll wash your ass in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, God.
Hell no. You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck, huh?
Joy Witherhead.
Oh, man.
How about you, MGG?
Oh yeah, I mean, I collected the cards just like Lord B, but I never knew how to actually play the fucking game. I was just like, huh? Yu-Gi-Oh was definitely way more simple because I mean, every episode was them playing the fucking game. So
right,
you figured it out after a while.